and welcome to the Pacific Northwest Mermaid Tarot. Today's pick a card. We will have 3 different decks to choose from. You will be able to see your timestamp down below if you want to skip ahead to your reading. I hope you appreciate the foliage that we've got today. It is the end of the season for these California poppies. I think that's what these are. And I am so excited right now for fall to be coming. I love the summer, but I'm definitely getting, I think it's called Ogtober. If you're out here in the Pacific Northwest, maybe you're feeling it a bit in the air too. We got a little bit of unseasonably cold weather just out of nowhere. It was windy, all the wind chimes were just dingling along, and it made me feel like Halloween is right around the corner and all of the fun things that come with that. Today's reading is going to be all about just whatever message the guides have for you today. I didn't even really have anything in mind, so we'll just see what it is the cards have to say. Let's get started. If you picked pile number 1, this is your pile with this bit of shell from the Oregon coast and agate also from the Oregon coast on the Wild Reflections tarot deck that you can see in the description. And oh my goodness, immediately we have the Empress, just gonna go with that, and the Two of Swords, gonna go with that as well. And I feel like maybe this card also, the Three of Wands. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, with the Empress card here, what I immediately am getting this strong feeling about is that this is a card, first of all, of abundance. I mean, you can see that it's a sunrise that is happening. She is expecting, there are flowers coming out of her dress where her womb is. And she's just in this state of just goddess energy. So you are ready to set out on a journey. You have been inspired. You are full of creativity and you're ready to just go for it. The Two of Swords, this deck especially, I love the depiction here because typically the Two of Swords represents a difficult decision, a no-win situation. Sometimes you'll see a depiction where the person is stuck between two swords and they can't decide. Well, in this deck, this Two of Swords, this girl is going for it. She just grabbed whichever arrow it was that she grabbed and she is shooting it blindly, because she's just ready to go and she's done hesitating. And I think that's you right now. You have this level of creativity going on and you're ready to just go for it. And the Three of Wands, first of all, the Three of Wands is a card of yes. In any tarot deck, the Three of Wands means yes, but it also is about a journey and starting out on something new. So you are absolutely ready to go on an adventure. And if you've been feeling it all like you don't know whether to make this decision or that decision, if you can't decide between the two of them, this is your card right here. Just shoot the arrow. Whichever decision you go for, it's going to be the right one. That is absolutely what I am seeing with these cards. That being said, let me go ahead and grab an oracle card. Go ahead and shuffle these. I feel this card. Heart's Home with Hawthorne. And I'm not very familiar with these cards quite yet. I know that they are based on magical herbs, and I really enjoyed them so far. St. John's wort. That's beautiful. So I will be reading a little bit about them. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna stick you under the leaf. Perfect. I don't know. I'm gonna see if another one wants to come out, but I think that's it. Nope, this one. This one feels like it wants to. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Can I set that up here? Oh, maybe I'll just set it right here. There we go. All right, so looking at the little guidebook that comes with this, here it is. I highly recommend this deck, especially if you're someone who is interested in healing herbs, to use this as an oracle deck. It says that Hawthorne remembers a time when local gods watched over knolls and wells, frolicking and making mischief in her branches. She remembers her limbs hung with strands of beads glittering in the sun and scraps of fabric fluttering in the wind like praying flags. Offerings to the land itself and to the gods who kept alive the vital conduit between spirit and matter. Those days are mostly past, but Hawthorne holds the portals open, knowing these interconnections provide true nourishment to keep the heart whole. If Hawthorne appears for you, strengthen your heart and guard it from homesickness. Again, with setting out on the journey, look at this, the synchronicity there. Guard your heart from homesickness by tending the connections between the spirit realms and material world. Look at the Empress here, who also represents intuition, which is very much the spirit world and your connection to it. And then ripple outward with self-heal. Self-heal is also sometimes known as prunella. It's a very small little plant, and yet, like a pebble dropped in a pond, I'm reading from the book here, self-heal ripples outward, allowing healing to begin. She reminds you that one properly placed shift, no matter how small, creates concentric circles of effect, each amplifying change. Self-heal knows how to find the center from which all else flows. Ripple out from here, she whispers, as she helps you discover the secret of your own true healing. If self-heal appears for you, it's time to drop your pebble in the pond again with the journey right here. It's time to start. It's time to just grab an arrow and go. And then light in the darkness for St. John's wort. The beauty of St. John's wort, and this is reading from the book here, she's a magician and a thief, not the belle of the ball. She knows how to steal the heat from summer solstice sun, hold it in her flowers, and make it last all winter long. I see this a lot represented in the Empress card as well. This is her greatest trick, bringing light and warmth to your darkness by helping to recreate the electric leap of synapses firing and energy moving along. Call on St. John's wort when you need a sip of sunshine. A sip of sunshine, pardon me, so you can find your light in the darkness. For those of you who picked this pile, I am wishing you all the best on setting out on this journey. Grab that arrow, whatever it is, and just go for it. I don't believe there is a wrong answer here. Take that leap of faith and just trust the universe to catch you. It is all going to turn out well. That's what I have for your reading, and I will see you next time. Bye! Hello, my lovely pile twos. I'm sorry, I don't know what kind of stone or agate this is on your pile, but it does have some very special energy to it, and it is kind of the color of amethyst. If you know what it is, please feel free to drop it in the comments below. I'm very curious to know. This stone was a gift, and it has beautiful energy to it, and I would love to know its name. But let's go ahead and get into your pile. This deck, if you've not seen it before, this is the Guardian of the Night Tarot, and I have it linked down below if you're interested in getting it for yourself. These cards are on the large side. It makes them a little difficult to shuffle, but a lot of times I don't wait for cards to fall anyway. I'll just feel like one wants to pop out and just grab it then. This one, we have Justice inverted. Okay. The Queen of Swords. That's giving me a message right there, but I'm going to wait and see. Yeah, this card. I feel like this card wants to come out and flip it. The Ten of Swords upside down. That is honestly the best position for the Ten of Swords to be in. So let me explain. There are a lot of meanings to the card of Justice, but seeing it upside down, along with also the Queen of Swords and the Ten of Swords, immediately I'm going to take it literally. And it means that there has been an injustice. Somewhere in your life, something has happened that I would say has wounded your soul on some level. Maybe it was for you, or maybe you witnessed it. Maybe you witnessed it happen to somebody else and it affected you, because with the Queen of Swords energy, you just can't let it go. Now the Queen of Swords is, she's a baddie. Let me tell you about the Queen of Swords. If you have ever been at like Thanksgiving dinner and you have heard, you know, Uncle Conspiracy Theorist or whoever just spouting off misinformation and everyone's just like so uncomfortable and trying to change the topic, the Queen of Swords does not sit for that. She is the one who just stands up, but not necessarily physically stands up, but she speaks up with her words. Just for clarification here, the Queen of Swords is sometimes in some tarot decks even called the Queen of Voices. And she will just fact after fact after fact cut down every single argument that's coming out of Uncle Conspiracy Theorist and misinformation's mouth. And she does not care if it makes some of the people at the dinner feel uncomfortable. She's not going to stand for injustice. Even if it's an injustice that does not impact her directly, she is going to stand up and she's going to speak the truth. When it's uncomfortable, when it's comfortable, that doesn't make a difference to her. I feel like this is you, or at least this is who you are being called to be right now. And with the Ten of Swords, you can kind of see this in this card too. It's a very dark depiction. It looks like this baby bird fell from the nest and is not going to live and be a beautiful bird that flies in the sky. It is a card of death. It is a card of a painful ending. But seeing it upside down, I see it as you saying something and you being called to say something that actually stops this from happening. That you are called to speak up for an injustice that could quite literally save someone's life. And I don't know if maybe you're a politician, or maybe you work in a capacity where you're with young children and you need to report something. If you're in a position where you're perhaps suspecting child abuse. But the Queen of Swords is absolutely calling you to speak up about something. If you've been wondering, if you saw this injustice and you're wondering, should I say something? Should I speak up? The answer is yes. And there is a level of gravity here that I feel like the universe is saying, this is not meant to happen. And you are actually the person meant to stop it. Let me go ahead and grab some oracle cards and see if we can get a little bit more clarity on the situation. If you're interested at all, again, in the description, I talk about all of the cards I use. I feel like one of these cards wants to come out. Maybe even all of them. This one. Be yourself with the daisy. If that is not Queen of Swords energy, I don't know what else is. Remembrance with Rosemary. I'm going to see if any of these other cards want to come out. I feel like this one, Ripple Outward. This showed up in the last group's reading as well. So that is a beautiful little, like a same soul journey that those in the first group must be on as those here in the second group, that this card showed up for both. Now, looking at the book that accompanies this deck, the guidance that is offered that relates to the daisy, it says, the daisy, she persistently finds her way into our homes and gardens to remind us over and over again that loving ourselves as we are is the very best medicine. And with rosemary and remembrance from the book, rosemary can ease remembrance, softening sharp edges, or she can dredge up the distant past, pulling our DNA to bring forward the longings of lineage. Crush the leaves, hold them near your nose. The past is encoded in our cellular memory. Rosemary whispers, sink into the knowledge that lives in your bones. Let memory rise up from the body of your being. And with ripple outward, I remember this from the last group already. It's a very small little plant, and yet it can have a tremendous impact on the world. And that is what is represented by it. And so if it shows up in your reading, what it means is it's time to drop your pebble into the ocean and let the ripples go outward. This card is telling you to speak your mind. There is something that happened and you remember it. You remember it, and every time you think about it, you feel just this uneasiness. You feel like you should say something. And with the Ten of Swords here, a card of so much pain being reversed, the cards are telling you that you don't know the effect this ripple will have, but you are being called to speak up anyway, and to just trust that when you speak your piece, when you call out this injustice that has happened, the universe will take care of the rest. I'm sending you so much love and support. I know that whatever it is you have to say, it's going to be very difficult. I believe in you. This is all I have for you. I know the universe is looking out for you, and I'll see you in another reading. Bye. If you chose this pile, I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of this crystal. One of my friends gave it to me. I do know it has fantastic energy to it. And if you know the name of this crystal, please drop it in a comment down below. I would love to know. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to reach out to my friend and ask her if she remembers. Oh, right away. This card wants to come out. The Two of Pentacles reversed. The Two of Pentacles is a card of balance. I mean, look at the... Is this a lamb or a rabbit? I am not sure, but look at this magic trick that is going on, this magic show, as he is balancing for the mermaids who are watching. When this card is in reverse, there's something in your life that's lacking in balance. Somewhere where you're feeling a little off kilter. This card right here. The Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is a card of wealth, but not just a card of wealth. It's a card of having the seeds of an idea that will grow into wealth. So here you see this treasure chest, and there's just a single little light here, but an entire treasure chest beneath. And seeing it upside down, and I want to clarify real quick, I know you saw me that I grabbed it and I flipped it. A lot of times I'll just feel that cards want to come upside down and I'll flip them, and sometimes they'll be there actually upside down and I flip them and they end up right side up. So that's what's going on there. I feel that this card wants to be upside down, and I think that there's an idea inside you and you're hiding it. You're pushing it down. But let me keep going. See if any other cards want to come out. Maybe this one here. Ace of Cups upside down. When the Ace of Cups is upside down, your cup is empty. Now, the other decks, I was doing just 3 cards, but I feel like there is more in this deck, especially because so many are showing up upside down. I'm going to keep going and just see. if there's anything else in here. This one. Right here. Also upside down, the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a card of conflict. You can see this here. The diver has come upon, by the looks of it, an entire army of mermen, and he's probably terrified and wondering, do I have to actually fight all of these mermen right now to get away? And seeing it upside down, if you pick this group, I get a strong feeling that you're in a place where your wheels are just stuck in the mud. Like you are pushing on the accelerator as hard as you can and they're just turning. You're not actually moving forward. You are in this cycle of going to work and then coming home and sleeping so you can get up and go to work again in the morning. Because these are both cards of wealth right here. The Pentacles. Sometimes they're also called coins. So the Three of Coins, oops, they're not three, two. The Two of Coins or the Ace of Coins. Those are other words for them. I think you had an idea for something. Maybe it was a business, or maybe it was another job where you thought your cup might be full if you did take that other job. With this card being upside down, you've really repressed this. You've really pushed that idea down and told yourself, no, I just need to keep going to work. Eventually, when I have more money, then I'll take that leap of faith. When I have more time, then I'll actually figure this all out. I'll actually create a game plan to make this happen. And with the Ace of Cups being upside down, and you feeling imbalanced and like you're repressing an idea here, your cup is empty. You're not filling your cup in any way. There's not enough for you left over after you give out to everybody else. And maybe you even feel like you don't have anything to give to everybody else. It's so empty because you are so just stuck and just go to work. But maybe it feels like you just can't get, to a place where you can have peace or rest. And the Seven of Wands being upside down, I really sense that there could be a few meanings with this card. One, I think some of you might have had an argument in the past. And I'm not sure who with, but I think that argument is one that there is still room to reconcile from. And maybe this is even with someone who has the ability to help you find balance in your life. A silly example, but it's just the one that came to my mind. If you had someone who was babysitting your kids for you while you're at work, and or maybe they're babysitting them while you were home from work, but just so that you could go grocery shopping and have some time to yourself, like make yourself some tea and just take a nap or whatever it is that you needed, and you had a fight with that person, and now you are in this awkward area feeling like you can't ask them to come over and watch your kids anymore. I think this is a strong indicator from the universe that that's an argument you can recover from, and it's time to just, go make amends. That it's a connection that wasn't worth burning the bridge over, whatever it was that happened. I also get the feeling that there are some of you in this group who are putting off a difficult conversation, perhaps, because you're worried it's going to lead to a conflict. You're worried you are going to be the scuba diver here, and you're like, whoa, what happened? No, please, it was an accident. And the card being reversed is the universe telling you it's not that deep. All right? Whatever it is you have to say, whatever conflict you need to be part of here, it's not going to end up like that. I'm going to go ahead and grab out an oracle card. This one right away wants to come out. Oh, crack open with the rose. Now the oracle cards for these, I am going to make sure they do come out all right side up. I feel like this one wants to come out as well. Hawthorn with Heart's Home. This came up in another group too. And it's very special that there seems to be this synchronicity going on here. Because look at all of these cards. There are so many cards that could come out, and I've noticed already 2 different cards that I've repeated throughout these decks, and there are only 3 piles to pick from in this reading. Let me see if any other cards want to come out. I think this one. All right, this card has now come out in every single deck, and I am shuffling these cards in between readings too, so there's definitely something symbolic about that. Let me go ahead and move these up a bit. Now, this is my first time seeing this card, so I'm going to go ahead and read what it says in the book for it. This, by the way, is a beautiful deck. This is what the book looks like. If you're all interested in magical herbs and herbal remedies, I strongly recommend grabbing these oracle cards. If nothing else than just for inspiration. Rose adores poetry, but despite popular belief, she simply can't countenance mushy love. Rose knows that to experience love in full, you need to be a strong vessel while at the same time cracking open. A contradiction? No more a contradiction than flower and thorns, murmurs Rose. Rose reminds you to embrace dualities and say both and instead of either or. You can't have a full cup and be able to pay your bills. You can let this idea grow and water it and nurture it and still have time for yourself and still pay your bills. You can overcome this argument and still feel like you have respect and you have a sense of honor to yourself and to whatever belief it was that led to this argument to begin with. Hawthorn with the Heart's Home. I want to read directly from the book this last bit because when it showed up in another reading, I remember feeling the way that the author wrote it was so impactful. If Hawthorn appears for you, strengthen your heart and guard it from homesickness by tending the connections between the spirit realms and material world. This is the spirit realm right here. What does your body need? What does your soul need? The material world, the arguments, the needing to go to work and then come home exhausted from work and then just go to work again. All of that, you need to find balance in it. Now, that being said, for those of you who, again, are in the situation where you need to say something, this is the spiritual realm as well. Because if you're in a state of conflict or avoiding someone because you're concerned about the conflict, your soul, the spirit realm, is needing some attention there. You need to speak up so that you can have your peace, so that you can move on from whatever it is that is holding you back here. And with Ripple Outward and the herb of self-heal, which is also called prunella, it's this very small little herb here. The entire conclusion to prunella and self-heal and what it symbolizes in a reading is that it's time to drop your pebble into the ocean and let it ripple outwards. Those are the author's words. However small your action is, however small you think your idea is, or however you feel like it's not ready, it's not worthy, it is. It's time to go for it. Whatever this idea is that you have, it is time to plant that seed. It's time to let it happen. Even if that's as small as just calling up a friend and say, hey, I had this idea. What do you think of it? And don't just let it be a friend who's just going to say, that's a great idea. You should do it someday. Make sure it's the kind of friend that'll actually give you some honest feedback. Someone who might even be inspired by your idea and want to do it with you. Or maybe it's just writing out a business plan or a 5-year projection or just, a sample set of customers. Can you tell I studied a lot of marketing when I was in school? It is time to let this idea grow. It's time to take this pebble and drop it into the ocean and just see what happens. Your cup is going to be full. For those of you who pick this pile, you are going to find balance. This idea will grow. You will have a full cup. And this situation here, it's meant to be resolved. It's nothing you can't handle. It's okay to be a little thorny or to pull back the thorns, depending upon where this card speaks to you. All right, that's all I have for your reading, and I hope I'll see you in another video. Bye.